Now, good afternoon. I'm going to have a go at doing this while I'm actually working. I got this idea from our church pastor. Maybe she should remain nameless, but we'll just call her Lisa. And Lisa was doing a clip for the church, and you could hear, she did it from a car, and you could hear her boys in the background and making all sorts of noises, and they're actually quite funny. So I thought I'd have a try on the tractor. So this is a quick bit, just a quick little study, and this is on Esther. And Esther is a story in the Old Testament. It's quite a nice little story. There's four main players in the story. There's Exercies, who is the king of Persia. There is two Jews in the story. One of them is Esther, a very beautiful young Jewish woman, and her uncle Mordecai, and Mordecai's Jewish too, obviously, and they're the two sort of good guys in the story. And the bad guy is Haman. Haman, for a couple of reasons, hates the Jews and wants to wipe out the whole nation. So it takes place, this whole story, in about 500 BC, at a time when the Jewish race was dispersed. They were taken into captivity by Babylon and now by the Persians. So times are pretty tough for the Jews at the time of Esther being written. Now, what happens? The Xerxes, the king of Persia, gets upset with his wife. You can read about it, and gets rid of his wife, wants another wife, so he searches all through the land for a suitable wife, and amazingly, Esther gets chosen to be the king of Persia's wife. So she gets a fair bit of power. Around about the same time, Haman comes up with a plot to have all the Jews attacked and eliminated. And when Mordecai hears out about this, he's absolutely horrified. There's a certain date of a certain month where this is going to happen and take place. And Mordecai finds out, and he goes to his niece Esther and talks to her about it and says, you know, go and see your husband, go and see the king, see if you can get it stopped. You can read the story yourself, but it does work out. Esther goes to the king, the plot gets foiled, and Haman himself is the one that gets executed. But the words that Mordecai says to Esther are the important ones, and in Esther 4:14, better check. I've got some notes here. Better check this. And Mordecai says to Esther, "Who knows, but that you have come to be queen for such a time as this, for just such a time as this." And I'd like to encourage us as Christians that each one of us, myself and you guys out there, we've got a unique set of gifts. We're in a unique place in the world. We're at a unique time in history. We've got a unique touch on different people. And God has got a plan for us. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what his plan is for you or me at times, but there's people out there that you can reach that nobody else ever can. You can have an influence. You have been born, I have been born for just such a time as this. And I'd like us to all be encouraged that just as Esther was put in that place by God, that we're put in our place by God, and it might be just an act of love to an elderly lady crossing the road, or someone sitting quietly on the other side of the room that you walk across to and just chat to them. But you have been put here for just such a time as this, and you alone have the ability to reach into this exact situation. So hopefully that's encouraging. God's got a plan. Love others. You were made for just such a time. Thank you.